Welcome to Wonderspace. It's great to have you on board. My name is Steve Cole, and over the past 59 episodes, I have been asking the same 6 questions to amazing people from around the world. The questions orbit around wonder and stories of hopefulness, and the setting for each journey is this shared window on the space station, from where we see everything from a different perspective. It is time to quiet our cleverness, to observe and listen deeply, and reconnect to nature's wisdom by asking, how does nature solve this? This is a quote from the brand new website of asknature.org, who once again are going to help us to re-wonder.
Predators on the land, like wolves, and in the skies, like owls, make great use of stereoscopic vision by positioning their eyes towards the front of their heads. In the sea, however, even apex predators like orcas and great white sharks keep their eyes to the side, except, that is, for hammerhead sharks. The counterintuitive fact is that the great sideways growth of their iconic heads has allowed their eyes to rotate slightly forward, overlapping their fields of view and tripling the area of precision visual perception.
Our orbit this week will take us from the Atlantic Ocean to Central Africa, and to experience these views with us in this ultimate window seat, we welcome Omoyemi Akerele. Omoyemi is the founder and executive director of Style House Files, a fashion business development agency that primarily focuses on the Nigerian and African fashion industry. She launched the Lagos Fashion and Design Week, and her creative development agency gives African brands the opportunity of showcasing their talent to the world. Omoyemi was nominated by our 18th guest on Wonderspace, Sophia Amanzi-Oyugah, who is a senior design director at Adidas in Germany.
The first time in 2012, so 10 years ago, that I listened to Omoyemi speaking about her vision for fashion made in Africa, I was mesmerized. The possibility of giving upcoming creatives an opportunity to dream and to create, to shine, to grow, and also seeing her year after year crafting this path beautifully despite challenges, and to build from scratch a now really thriving fashion industry from Lagos on the African continent that has global influence and is also connected. It was so amazing to see. And it really inspired me so much to drive this vision as an entrepreneur from where I was working in a global brand and opening doors for young creatives, for artisans from Africa. So I nominated Omoyemi to inspire even more people with her wonderful story and showing the power of having vision, having faith, and acting on it. So what a wonderful leader. Omoyemi has fun with fashion and she serves people at the same time.
The full-length interview with Omoyemi can be found on the Wonderspace podcast, which you will find on our website and on most podcast platforms. For this shortened video orbit, Omoyemi answers 3 of our 6 questions, and I start by asking, if we could do a fly past on any part of the world that is significant to you, which place, city or country would it be and why?
So when I saw this question, I'm like, ooh, okay, this is quite deep. But I think I'm still going to go with Nigeria, considering, I'm Nigerian. I live in Lagos, Nigeria most of the time, but I find that oftentimes, there's so many untapped parts of the country that I'm yet to visit. So I think for the purpose of this, I would go with a town in eastern Nigeria called Akwete. And it would be for one reason, right? Akwete is the name of the town, but it's also named after a cloth that is woven, listen to this part, by only women only women are allowed to weave this cloth, and it's called Akwete cloth. They weave it on traditional looms. So I haven't been to Akwete. One of the designers that we work with, Emi Casbit, and I think maybe Cynthia Billa and probably a couple more, I've for a while been working with Akwete as the choice of textile in their collection. So that way it's, reimagining a part of our heritage that's so, so precious, that's only hand-woven by women in the eastern part of Nigeria, in a town that's also named after the cloth, or is it the cloth that's named after the town? It would just be great to sort of immerse myself in that world, in that part of my world, which is so near, but I still haven't been to, I haven't had the chance to visit. Growing up, I don't really think I ever saw myself as someone who would work in the fashion industry. I mean, if I had an interest in working in fashion, I don't really think I was conscious of it or I thought about it. However, I'm the second of 7 children, born to parents who've always sort of instilled in us the need to ensure that no matter where we find ourselves in life, we're contributing in a way that's beyond self and conscious about it, in a way to make sure that we leave people in sort of a better way than how you met them, so to speak, that you're supposed to live a life of humility. You're supposed to doing what you love, but being conscious that you're just one person in a vast world filled with so many people. And so growing up, it was important to me that whatever or wherever I find myself, ultimately it's got to be a place where I could contribute in my own little way to changing the world. And when I say changing the world, I'm not even talking about the world in that the sense, I'm talking about my immediate, environment, people, wherever I'm at. So I guess my career in fashion started 19 years ago with an understanding that some of the most important things in life are purpose and passion driven, and combined with that deeper need to make a difference beyond myself. I started working on the Nigerian fashion scene as a pioneer in fashion styling and image consulting. I was the fashion editor of a lifestyle magazine called True Love West Africa, which was a franchise owned by Bola Atta at the time. And at the same time, started a company on the side with my then partner, Bola Balogun. Those were good days. We revolutionized styling in Nigeria. People began to get a better sense for what that role meant, the role of creatives in an editorial setting, in a magazine, in just different things across television, everything, you can think of. And of course, on the side, we also ran an image consulting company where we did work with companies and all. And this was all very new, but it's since become a key role in the industry where there wasn't anything like that. And I guess in terms of where I'm at today, I realized over the years, with doing that, and of course raising a family as well, young children, we have 3 daughters, and trying to live life, I realized that there was a huge gap elsewhere that needed to be filled beyond what we did every day. And that was, from starting a website called Style House Files, which we thought would be sort of the industry's voice in terms of lending the advice. But we soon realized that there wasn't really the semblance of an industry, and the ecosystem needed quite a bit more strengthening for things to be able to come together. So there was room for a platform to act as a catalyst on the scene, to sort of spearhead change and work towards bringing everything together, connecting the dots, so to speak. And yeah, that's where we've been, and that's where we're at, trying to position fashion as business in Nigeria, trying to support creatives, trying to, through the work we do at Star House Files, Lagos Fashion Week, by providing opportunities for access to market for the brands that we work with, by trying to provide opportunities for discovering new talent, trying to provide a platform for incubating some of these talents. I believe in a world where it's important that, as a community and as a value chain, every hand that's contributed in some way, shape or form to the process of design or creativity or making clothes, every hand should benefit in some way. So for me, and I guess for us as a company, it's always been beyond Fashion Week. It's not just an event. People seem to remember Lagos Fashion Week. They don't think about all the other things that we do, which I get it. Fashion Week sounds more sexy, I guess. But I'm more inspired by the work that we do that people don't see and they don't even know about. So my story of hopefulness, I stumbled upon them like 2 weeks ago. It was at the Thomas Hilfiger Fashion Frontier program, right? And they were one of the finalists. It's a company or a non-profit called Clothes to Good, and they're based in South Africa. I was so inspired by what they do. They're empowering people through what ordinarily has been termed waste, waste in our world. Things that people would ordinarily throw away, but they're able to use that as a tool for empowering either people with autism or disability, to be able to teach them how to weave, to be able to teach them how to make, to be able to teach them how to, make things like weighted blankets. I was just so moved. I almost, practically moved to tears that, this is what they do in their part of the world. And they're looking to, of course, beyond the children, making either the blankets and all the pieces that they make from the recycling and upcycling. They're able to support women and mothers who either have children with disabilities so that they can become successful entrepreneurs as well. It's inspiring because, there are communities of autistic people around the world who sometimes are not able to do anything. But imagine being able to learn a skill, being able to, create employment opportunities for them. I think it's really inspiring how Clothes to Good is able to bring those two things together. It just made me hopeful.
To find out more about Style House Files and Lagos Fashion Week, go to stylehousefiles.com and lagosfashionweek.ng. To engage with the previous 59 Wonderspace episodes, go to our website, ourwonder.space. I want to thank Omoyemi for joining us on Wonderspace, and I hope you can join us next week for more wonders and stories of hopefulness.